You think you're in control of your choices, right? What if I told you that every day you're being quietly manipulated without even realizing it? A single hidden word, a flash of an image, or even a sound too faint to notice can shape what you buy, what you like, and even what you believe. Imagine watching a movie trailer and suddenly craving popcorn without knowing why, or walking into a store drawn to a product you never planned to buy, as if something whispered it into your mind. This isn't magic. It's not coincidence. It's a psychological weapon called subliminal messaging, a tool so powerful, entire industries have built empires on it. And the scariest part? Your brain doesn't even ask permission. It absorbs, obeys, and reacts while you stay completely unaware. Tonight, we're going to uncover how hidden messages are controlling your life and what you can do to fight back. You've probably heard the word subliminal before, maybe in a movie or in some conspiracy theory video. But let's strip away the myths and get to the truth. A subliminal message is something designed to slip past your conscious mind straight into your subconscious. It's hidden in plain sight, or sometimes not even visible at all. It could be a frame in a film, lasting just milliseconds, too fast for your eyes to register. Or a word buried in a song, too faint for you to notice, but strong enough for your brain to record. Your conscious mind ignores it, but your subconscious mind, the part that controls your desires, emotions, and instincts, absorbs it. And once it's inside, it starts shaping your thoughts without you even knowing. Now, here's where it gets unsettling. Advertisers, politicians, and media giants have known about this for decades. They've experimented, tested, and in some cases, openly admitted to using it. Imagine billions of dollars spent on techniques designed to bypass your free will. It's not about how subliminal messages affect you. It's about how often they already have. Because whether you're scrolling through social media, shopping at the mall, or simply listening to music, hidden commands may already be steering your behavior. And the truth is, the more unaware you are, the more vulnerable you become. So before we go deeper, ask yourself, are your thoughts really your own? Back in 1957, a market researcher named James Vickery made headlines with a shocking experiment. He claimed that inside a movie theater, he flashed two messages: drink Coca-Cola and eat popcorn. These words appear for just 1/3000th a second, too fast for anyone to consciously notice. Yet according to Vickery, sales of popcorn jumped by 18% and Coke by more than 50%. The world went into panic mode. If a hidden message could make people buy snacks, what else could it make them do? Governments, advertisers, and even psychologists began debating whether free will itself was under attack. Now, years later, Vickery admitted his study was exaggerated, but the idea was already out of the box. People began looking for subliminal messages everywhere, in songs, in logos, in films, and to their surprise, they found plenty. Take advertising, for example. Coca-Cola, Marlboro, McDonald's, brands worth billions, have been accused of using hidden images in their logos and ads. Sometimes it's a shape resembling something suggestive. Other times, it's a background pattern designed to trigger hunger or desire. Even if you don't notice it, your brain registers a message and suddenly you feel an urge you can't explain. Disney, one of the most powerful entertainment companies in history, has also been called out. Viewers have pointed to single frames in animated movies that seem to contain inappropriate words or images. Whether intentional or not, the controversy fueled public belief that Hollywood was using subliminals to influence kids. But it's not just cartoons and ads. Politics has had its share of subliminal scandal. In the year 2000, during the U.S. presidential campaign, an anti-Al Gore commercial flashed the word rats on the screen for less than a second. The ad agency later claimed it was a mistake, but the public wasn't convinced. Why? Because even a tiny nudge can shift public opinion, especially when millions of voters are watching. So how does it actually work? Let's step into your brain for a moment. Your conscious mind is like a gatekeeper. It processes what you actively focus on. But your subconscious? That's the silent powerhouse. It stores your fears, desires, habits, and emotions. When a subliminal message slips past your conscious gate, it enters this hidden storage. And once it's in there, it can influence your decisions without you ever questioning them. Think about music. Black masking, messages recorded backward, has long been rumored in rock songs. Some people laughed it off as urban legend. But studies show that even reversed audio, though not consciously understood, can still affect mood and behavior. Or consider product placement. You might be watching a movie and suddenly your favorite hero grabs a specific drink or brand. It looks casual, but it's carefully designed. The placement isn't just about visibility. It's about psychological association. Your subconscious ties that product with excitement, power, or attractiveness. Later, when you shop, your brain whispers, pick that one. And then there's the internet. Social media algorithms are practically built on subliminal persuasion. You don't see the hidden code, but you feel its effect. The endless scroll, the notifications, the color red for alerts. It's all carefully engineered. These aren't random design choices. They're psychological triggers. Your mind gets hooked, your time slips away, and before you know it, you're addicted. Some researchers argue subliminal messages have limited power. They won't make you commit crimes or betray your deepest values, but they can tip the scale when you're undecided. They can nudge you toward buying, voting, or believing something you wouldn't have otherwise. And in a world where billions are spent to win your attention, even a small nudge can mean massive profit. Now imagine this. You're sitting at home, scrolling your feed. You feel like you're making choices freely. But what if every purchase, every opinion was shaped by invisible strings? That's the unsettling truth of subliminal messaging. It's not about controlling your entire life. It's about planting tiny seeds that grow into decisions, beliefs, and habits you think are yours. So now that you know subliminal messages exist, the real question is, how do you protect yourself? The first step is awareness. You can't defend against something you refuse to believe is real. The moment you accept that your subconscious can be targeted, you already weaken its power over you. Start by paying attention to patterns. If you suddenly crave something after an ad, pause. Ask yourself, did I really want this or was I nudged into it? That simple act of questioning breaks the automatic response. Next, slow down your decision. Subliminal messages thrive on impulse. They're designed to make you react before you think. But when you stop, breathe, and analyze, you take back control. Media literacy is another shield. Learn how ads are designed. Notice the colors, the shapes, the sounds. For example, fast food companies use red and yellow because they trigger hunger and urgency. Social media apps use endless scrolls to keep you addicted. Once you spot the trick, the magic disappears. Be mindful of your environment. If you surround yourself with constant media noise, your subconscious is bombarded. But if you limit exposure, you reduce the chances of hidden programming slipping in. Even simple steps, like muting ads, skipping unnecessary videos, or unfollowing manipulative pages, help more than you think. Another powerful defense is mindfulness. Practices like meditation train your brain to notice subtle influences. When you become more self-aware, you can catch the tiny urges before they turn into action. And here's a big one. Control your inputs. The content you consume daily shapes your subconscious. Choose carefully what you read, watch, and listen to. Positive, empowering inputs strengthen your mind's resilience against manipulation. Finally, remember that subliminal messages are not mind control. They can't force you to do something completely against your will. They only work when you're already vulnerable, when they push on a desire, fear, or weakness that already exists inside you. The stronger you become mentally, the less effect they have. So, the defense isn't about blocking every hidden message. It's about training yourself to stay alert, skeptical, and in control. When you see through the illusion, the spell is broken. Because at the end of the day, subliminal messages are powerful, but only if you stay blind to them. And now, you're no longer blind. At the end of the day, subliminal messages remind us of one uncomfortable truth. You're not always the one steering your mind, but awareness changes everything. The moment you recognize the trick, its power weakens. You don't have to live in fear of every ad, every image, every sound, but you do need to live awake. Because a distracted mind is easy to control, while a conscious mind is impossible to enslave. Ask yourself, how many of your choices are truly yours? How many desires were planted, watered, and harvested by someone else? And how much freer would you feel if you could finally tell the difference? This video isn't the end of the story. It's only the beginning. Because subliminal messaging is just one of many psychological weapons shaping your world. And the next video may expose a tactic that's being used on you right now. So if you value your freedom, if you want to protect your mind, hit that subscribe button and join this journey. Don't let hidden forces write your story for you. Stay aware, stay sharp, and never forget, the strongest defense is knowledge.